Hello guys, in this video we're going to be using Excel and Microsoft Word to run descriptives on ordinal level data. We're going to use the same data we've been using this week, and that's the Zinnia data that I created. You're going to be using the data that you created. Remember, we created two variables of each level. We did two nominal, two ordinal, and two interval ratio. In this video we're going to be doing descriptives and writing up the ordinal level variables. It's remarkably similar to the nominal variables, so if you got a good handle on that, you can probably skip this video. But here we go, let's do it anyway. So I am going to title each row of my data set. You'll see I have the height, but this is ordinal level data, so we had to measure it on, are these tall, mid, short, or ground cover? And so we'll title that height number, and then we'll do height text, and then we'll do flower type number, and flower type text. So let's do this. Let's highlight all four of these columns, and then we'll do insert pivot table. It'll put that selection automatically in that box there, and then we'll do new worksheet and OK. And then it brings out the pivot table editor. Let's do height first. So we'll click on height text, click the box, then drag that critter down to values, and you see it counts up how many of each height. We have 10 ground cover, 3 mid, 5 short, and 12 tall. So then we'll copy this data and get it out of the pivot table. Paste values only. And then that's our frequency, so we need to do percent. So that is this value divided by the sum of these guys. And then take that times 100. And then I want to click and drag that down, but before I can do that I need to lock in this reference. And so I'll highlight that and push F4. And then I can click and drag that critter down. And because I'm a little bit paranoid, I like to check that that added up to 100. And you'll see it does down here at the bottom. And then we need to make that the same number of decimal places. So we'll do that. Go to 2 decimal places. And then we'll copy that dude and put it over in Word. And because this is very similar type of data as our other data, we can just put it in the same table. There we go. We're going to have to do a little finagling here. So I'll show the grid lines, layout, view grid lines. We'll get this critter out of the way right away. There we go. Got way too many borders going on, so let's get rid of them. Alright, so this is the height. Give that a title. And then we'll scoot this over one. Line those up. We need these to be the same capitalization, so we'll highlight that and do Shift F3. So the first letter is capitalized. And that looks pretty good. The mode, of course, needs to be bold, so we'll highlight that, make it bold. Then we can run over and do the next one. So let's go back to Excel. Click on this stuff and delete it. We just got done with that. And then we'll click on the pivot table, and instead of height then, we're going to do flower type, and we want the text. And then we'll drag that down to the values. There we go. And then we'll copy this, paste the values here, figure the percent. We need to lock in that reference. That's F4. There we go. Then drag that down. Then check it. If you highlight it and look down here, adds to 100, so that works. Decimals are right. Looks pretty good. Control C to copy. Go to Word. And try pasting this thing in. There we go. We'll get rid of this mess again. bump these up. Somehow that became italic. Let's get rid of that italic formatting, Control I. Then we'll bump this over. And then Shift F3 to get the same capitalization. We've got some extra cells here. There we go. Then the mode for this dude is going to be double. And then we need to add this bottom border back in. And then we'll do layout, get rid of the grid lines, so we can see how it'll print. It's looking pretty good. We've got something going on here. Got an extra line there. Oh, these guys aren't lining up right. So there's something going on. Something in the formatting, maybe an extra character. The best way to show hidden characters is to push Control-Shift-8, and that'll bring up our hidden characters. That's Control-Shift-8, and then you'll see here on the Scabiosia, there's an extra character turn. And then we'll hide characters, Control-Shift-8, hide grid lines, look it over. Looks good. All right, I'll save this critter and I'll post it in Canvas as an example. I know I talked fast in this, but it's just not to bore. It's in order to not bore you on all of this. If you need help, you can always push stop and rewind and go back and look at it again, or feel free to send me an email. Have a great week, and I'll hear from you soon.